Set to go at Rosehill. All clear from behind. Off and racing now. Cyclone Jazz won the start. Favourite Outspan got away nicely. Also prominent Miss Chanel, and driving up there, Written in Money. It's keen early. Written in Money getting underneath them. Charging out of the pack and taking the lead from Miss Chanel. Outspan Lobs just behind. Cyclone Jazz caught deep. Time to go is over racing, running fifth. Further back then on the inside was Long Throw. Wave Blaster, then Tatiana being steadied as they stack up in front of it. And Christina is last. Written in Money comes around the home turn. Leads here, 400 metres to go by one on Outspan. Getting a lovely trail up behind it. Presents if good enough. Next to the outside was Miss Chanel. Tatiana working into the clear. It's Written in Money below the 300. Outspan trying to reel it in. Is knuckling down to the task. Miss Chanel boxes on. But up goes Outspan. 150 to go. Heads them off. Late on the scene, Long Throw getting a split near the inside. It's Outspan in front though. And Outspan will win from Long Throw. Third in the race, Miss Chanel. Not sure fourth. Might be Wave Blaster. Tatiana and Christina are there. Time to go. Written in Money hit the wall, and last in was Cyclone Jazz.
Yeah, the money was right and had a perfect trail behind the speed and got around the heels of Written in Money and darted through. Sam Clippett and on board for Michael Freedman. A softer gate today afforded him a softer run in transit, and he wins at his second start. And he goes on to win over Long Throw and the well-backed Miss Chanel, who whacked away into third spot. Perhaps Wave Blaster was fourth, but the money was right there, Duff, with Outspan, and it all worked out perfectly in the run.
Yeah, the money was 100% right. He had found the position that we all expected he might after being negative at his first start. The money said he'd get the right run and get the result done. So he was strong through the line there and far too good. The second one's the one to follow there, Long Throw. He was... Well, he'd only had one trial coming into this, so you'd expect there's plenty more to come, and he was unfancy today. So he could be the biggest improver. They both found the fence at some stage there, 1-2. So I don't know if there's much in that. They come three off the fence there, but the rest seemed to flounder there. So Miss Chanel was okay there first up, and the market got the favourite 100% right. Never a chance at really any stage. So the punters are 1-0 so far here.
So Outspan, a colt by Bivouac, wins the opening event on the program. Sophie Johnson, whom we heard from pre-race, is about to join us. Winner gets in by a length and a quarter, with a half length between second and third. We know Sophie's tougher than me. She was ready to stand out in the rain. Come underneath here, Soph. Good job.
I'm a true punt, that's why.
You are. This is summer for you. How was that?
Yeah, no, excellent. It was really good to see. Like I said, pre-race, obviously he came on a lot from that last start. Sam was able to get him in a perfect position just behind the lead. Like we figured that they would have rolled forward just to give him that little bit of a pull into the race, and he settled really well actually, and it was he just was able to pop straight off heels and finish off strong. So
he travelled beautifully, and then when he got around heel, he showed a nice little dash to take that gap.
He did, yeah. Like he was a little bit wayward last start, and I think, like I say, it's definitely put a lot of confidence into him going into today. But he seems to have put it all together, and it was a nice progression.
And it looks like he's the sort of horse that showed good improvement between run 1 and 2, and he'll continue on that trajectory.
Yeah, definitely. He's taken a little bit of time, but like I said, when he gets out there and he actually gets onto the track, he puts it all together, and he does enjoy his work, so it was good.
Great start to the day.
Thank you.
And the stable have Rattle and Hum back from Brisbane going around a bit later. So my Bivouac out of the octagonal mare Shannara, he wins at his second start. So 1 1/4 by a half a length. Overall time of 104.83. And the last 600 metres of 34.92. 34.92. The last 600 metres. Duff, so a softer gate today told the story, along with a lovely run in transit.
Yes, he does look an improver. He's a neat colt, and like I said, he was more about the education at his first start, but not just the education, but I mean, they didn't give him too hard a run trying to clear that field, and it went against him, but he showed he's adaptable today to use a draw, and he was quite strong. So he's on his way now, and we'll learn more about him next time, and we'll see how he can shape up to the better, Golden Slipper lead-ups, I'd say.
Long Throw, the runner-up, filly by Brave Smash gets second. Miss Chanel, a filly by Tagaloa, And fourth went the way of 9, the Wyong mare, Wave Blaster or Filly, by Punta Turbo for Tracy Bartley and Braith Knox. So winning rider Sam Clipperton is unsaddling this fella. He'll jump on the scales and head out to catch up with Shani following the opening event on the program. So 34.92 at that last 600 metres. Didn't look to be getting into the track too much visually. It looked quite good, really, given we're on a soft 7 after being downgraded from a 5, but they didn't appear to be getting into it too much there. It was only a little bit of rain, not a great deal, leading up to that first event. And Sam Clipperton is about to join Shani.
Sammy, well done. You've had a bit to do with this fella. On debut, you're forced to go back. Today, you're able to hold a position, and it's the winning move.
Yeah, he just had a beautiful educational run last start, and I was a bit flat on myself because I thought I got it wrong, but in the end, it just turned out, like I said, a lovely grounding for the horse for him to bounce off into today. Good draw. He executed really well, and he's a really nice colt going forward. He's pretty sharp, but I do feel 6 furlongs and probably even 7 furlongs will be right up his alley. But he's a classy colt, as I said, and he's in the right camp to get him further on down the road.
How's that track?
It rode beautifully then. I'd say it's probably a genuine 6 into a 7. So lovely track at the moment, but we're in the hands of the Mother Nature here. So. But it's riding beautifully at the moment.
Well done, Sammy.
Thank you.
And we're ready for the highway. Set. They're racing. Considered got a fair start. Barrier 1. Brooklyn Lights was the first to begin. Leads Rose A settling. Away pretty well and pushing up there is Rose's Eminent, and now breaking out of the pack, Warrior for Peace. Had to check twice, that was him. He's never been that close. Settling down, Brooklyn Lights leads by a half length on Warrior for Peace. Rose pushing on 3 wide, then Cash Book Considered. In behind those runners next was Rose's Eminent over on the outside of Regal Problem, just ahead of those Bolt Away now. Pensativa's in that bunch. Back behind the Mantilla Capra, being closely followed by She Within. Riley Cat, Fingers Hunter, Speedy Henry, Demigod Zakiro, Tapper Kick. And there's one more. Dropping to the rear is Heavenly Kiss. Coming up towards the home turn. Front runner Brooklyn Lights from Rose, Warrior for Peace, Cash Book 4 deep. Considered in behind. As they top the straight, then Regal Problem, Fingers Hunter, and Telecapra Pensativa. Early in the straight, Rose led Considered, looking for a tight run, trying to squeeze through. Brooklyn Lights kicking near the inside. Running on now, Warrior for Peace, Regal Problem, tight for room. Brooklyn Lights Considered, Rose, and Regal Problem bullocking out. Considered going up to Brooklyn Lights with 50 metres to go, and Considered for the new kid in town. Jet Newman takes out the highway, wins it on Considered from Brooklyn Lights. Not sure what's run third. Regal Problem is there, so too is Fingers Hunter. Then came Speedy Henry. Back in behind those, Warrior for Peace, Rose is Eminent. Then Pensativa, Rose Bolt Away now, Zucchero, Cash Book, Antilla Capra, Tapper Kick, Riley Cat, Heavenly Kiss, Demigod, She Within.
Well, this will be a moment the young lady will never, ever forget. She comes to town for the first time on a Saturday in a Metro race, a highway, and she wins it and gave it a perfect steer. Jet Newman, on board Considered for Matt Dunn. From a soft gate, she settled behind the speed. There was a bit of a needle eye opening at the top of the straight with that gap to get outside of Brooklyn Lights, but it opened up and she drove it through and looked grinning like a Cheshire cat, as Johnny Tappaney and Craig would say. Well done to the young lass. And her dad on track with a big group of supporters today to see Considered get home. Duff, as Sir James Killen would say, if that's not a good story, we are in trouble.
Well, there's not many bigger stories than that. She is... comes to town. She hasn't been riding for a year, mind you. I think it'll be a year in February. She's ridden 70 or 80 winners in this short career. She's been beautifully nurtured by Matt Dunn, and they bring her to town here and give her an opportunity. And boy, oh boy, did she seize it. She just cuddled her on the inside there, pulled to probably the right part of the track, just 4 or 5 off the fence there, and she is just so balanced. So a great story, and she has got a huge future. We've got some of these young ladies we've got riding, Molly Fitzgerald, and now this girl here. That's beyond their years. They're just absolutely flying. That third horse, you just keep an eye on her, Regal Problem, for later on.
And that about it, Duff. The jockey's room look a little bit different than the days when you were riding, my friend. 8:22, 17 and 1 in the driving rain. It will not dampen that young lady's enthusiasm. Considered wins the highway.
Persistent rain here at Rosehill. Red light is on. We're set. Racing, let's go again, jumped okay, Zootastic and Mother Goose, the first 2 to go from out wide, and they're sailing across. Zootastic is going to cut over to the rail and lead Mother Goose. Tequila Baby, and Let's Go Again gets the lovely sit just behind. Then came Kryptonic trying to slot in. He might be 3 wide there. Pushing up on the inside was Apache Breeze, and it's Art Volant, in fact, who has posted a little deep. Behind those was Hazel Jean, and the last one is Iconic Treasure. Zootastic leads to the side. 650 metres to go, half a length Mother Goose. Let's Go Again, nicely poised, just hanging a little around the turn there. Then came Tequila Baby, followed by Apache Breeze, Art Volant. They spin the turn. Zootastic joined by Mother Goose. Let's Go Again, trying to pick up on the outside. Further back, Tequila Baby, coming through nearer to the inside, then was Apache Breeze, but Mother Goose goes for home. 250 metres to go, 2 in front of Let's Go Again, doing the chasing. Apache Breeze coming through in the centre. Mother Goose 150 to run. From Apache Breeze, Let's Go Again. Mother Goose needing the line. Apache Breeze tries, but Mother Goose is gripping on, and Mother Goose has beaten Apache Breeze by a half length. Godolphin can tick off the midway now. Let's Go Again has run third, followed by a photo fourth between Art Volant and Hazel Jean, then Kryptonic. Further back in the field was When They Pull Up, Tequila Baby, Zootastic, and the last was Iconic Treasure.
Yeah, you're right there, Luke. Mark that off the list. A midway win for Godolphin, and Mother Goose, the mare by Lonhro, raced up on the speed, ploughing through the conditions, and she gave a good kick when the tough Apache Breeze got out. I thought was going to make it interesting, but she found sufficiently the former to go on and win over Apache Breeze, who has run a very, very creditable race. And Let's Go Again tried hard. Duff winds up third.
Yeah, all honest, the winner. Alicia just got her into a rhythm outside the lead there, and she quickened, seemed to handle it going well, and toughed it out. He was great again, running his usual tough race, Apache Breeze. He had his chance to favourite. Let's Go Again. He just lacks that a little bit of class, but he still tried hard. But all honest, the winner got more to offer and can win again for sure.
Numbers here, 6, 10, 9 and 12 in 1:13.59, 35.82. So significantly slower than in previous races, that last 600 metres. 6:10, 9-2 with Mother Goose winning the midway.
Godolphin won the previous with Mother Goose. They've got lull in this. Lights are on. We're ready for race 4. Stand by. About to go. Off and racing now as Marley was a little tardy. Settles at the rear. Favourite Zumbo got away smartly. And it's showing good natural speed. Shaggy being dug up to hold his spot. Working forward, Silver Serenade. It's Zumbo leading from Silver Serenade. Better Late a little keen just behind. Followed by Shaggy, Lull. And as Marley is last, it's Zumbo leading. Compact field here, middle stage, as it shows out by a head on Silver Serenade. In behind was Better Late from Shaggy and Lull, as Marley is last and just being niggled at as they come around the home turn. 450 metres to run. Zumbo edging off the fence. Shaggy coming through, so's Better Late. The outside Silver Serenade still there. And Lull has made to the middle of the track, starting to unwind with a run. But Silver Serenade hit the front here from Zumbo. Lull pocketed Esmali, which was trying to come through with it. It is Silver Serenade. Zumbo fighting on. Esmali can't get through. Lull keeps it in a pocket. 100 to go. Silver Serenade. And on the inside, Zumbo. Now Esmali gets the gap. Oh, it's still going to win. Esmali, it would have been a tragedy. But Esmali gets up and scores in the latter stages. Not sure about the placings. Zumbo, Silver Serenade, Lull, Better Late all there, and Shaggy just behind them.
Well, prepared to say that would have been the best being beaten all year, and we're only a fortnight into it. Had Esmali got rolled there. He just had tried to bullock into the clear. Well, he almost bunny hopped the crossing there, but he tried to bullock into the clear, and he was just put back into a pocket any number of times by Lull. What grit and determination he has shown to pick himself back up. Zumbo looked gone 100 times and was all over the shop and continued to fight on well. Lull was the one out wide. A small field, Duff. What a busy finish.
Yeah, well, if you were on Esmali, you would have been just giving it to Jack Callan all the way down the straight there until he hit the line. You go, good boy, good boy. But he's, he would have plenty of excuses if he did not win that race. So he was obviously a nice horse. Funny race. It was everything looked a chance at one stage there, and then even the favourite Zumbo looked gone forever, but he kept fighting back as well. So yeah, it's a hard one to read going forward, as far as, the conditions it was run in and what's going to, come out of that run and improve on drier tracks.
So the winner comes back. Number 2, a colt by Blue Point out of Donata, Toronado mare in the Emirates colours that Mahuna and Estajar on this track won a slipper in. This fella has now won 3 from 4 for the Hayes boys, and Jack Callan has defeated 4, and that was Lull, a filly out wide, who almost defied a betting drift and kept the winner in a pocket. 6 winds up in 3rd spot. Zumbo just wanted to duck back into the inside, but was under siege a fair way out and showed plenty of, as I say, grit and determination to wind up in 3rd spot. And the bolter, Silver Serenade, loomed as the winner halfway down the running in a competitive finish. A half a length by a head in the end. An overall time of 107.27 and 36.3 that last 600 metres. He had been on a soft track when he won his first start in a race of soft 5, but vastly different conditions out there today, moving towards a heavy 9. But he ploughs through the going somehow, picks himself up, standing off the canvas and win. Jack Callan, I wonder what was going through his mind when the door just kept on shutting in front of him.
I'd say we probably couldn't repeat it on air, Gavin, but look, all's well that ends well. The gap eventually came and he was full of running, and when you've got a horse that's full of running and those gaps do open up, you're able to get through. And lovely horse, actually. He really caught my eye out in the yard, and they might have a little bit of fun with him.
So there he comes back to scale. 2, 4, 6 and 8. 2, 4, 6 and 8. So Lull second, Zumbo third. What did you make of Zumbo first up there, Duff?
Yeah, I think we'll get her. She seemed to float in the conditions there, and even though it was softened up by Silver Serenade sort of went past her at the same time. So a hard one to read. Like I said, it's going to be hard going forward. We got rain on the day. What time did they run there, Gav? They've
gone 107.27. And they're home in 36.3. 107.27, 36.3.
Yeah, it just shows you how much that's deteriorated. The lesser grade horses, the 2-year-olds, run 104, home in 34.9. So, yeah, it's going to be a tricky one to read. Forgiving for everything there, but by Jesus, it was a bunch finish, wasn't it?
It was indeed. Jack Callan's just jumped on the scales and he'll jump off momentarily, Shani, and he's headed your way.
Jack, well done. What were your thoughts halfway up the straight when you just couldn't get that run?
Yeah, look, he was actually off the bridle a long way out, but JD filled me with confidence, and I had to be patient for the gap, but when it did came, he took it very professionally, and once he hit the front, he just kept striding away, so he's hit the line real strong and very pleased.
Did he give you a nice feel? Because he looks like a lovely horse. He's got a great attitude.
Yeah, he's got a lovely attitude. He took it all in his stride, and yeah, I think he's going to get a bit further, and we're going to see a lot more improvement from this horse.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
There's Jack Callan taking out the 4th event on the Victorian for the Hayes boys, Esmali. So upstairs we go. Here's the January Cup as we go to Luke.
January Cup, sponsored by Yulong. Ready at the 2,000. Set. Gates open, and they're off and racing now. Reasonable start out. Let's Fly seem to get away well, and she's up there with Imperialist, and they're just going no gallop early stages. Future History up on the outside. Baccio Del Mist is down on the fence, the grey, and Touristic is last. So they're sorting themselves out through the first furlong, and now Future History is going to roll on. Goes up at the mile and takes over. Future History about to take up the lead. He comes back 800 metres in distance to this 2,000 metre affair. And he goes to the front from the wet tracker. Let's Fly parked up there second. Seems to have relaxed a little better today, Let's Fly. Then Imperialist, Touristic, and the back marker, Baccio Del Mist. She is last of all. No real gallop to report as they run down the back straight. It's Future History out in front. Leads by the 1,200 metres. Future History bowling along. Leads 3/4 on Let's Fly. Imperialist. Touristic is fourth. That puts it in second last spot and one of two mares in the race. Baccio Del Mist, she's back last on the fence. Future History mid-race, no change to the order. He continues to track along. He leads by 3/4 on Let's Fly as they're out to the 800 now. In behind them, Imperialist, Touristic, and Baccio Del Mist patiently ridden back last of all, and she's just shifting off the fence. Up to the home turn, and Future History starting to crank it up now. Leads from Let's Fly. Touristic coming under pressure, Imperialist in behind, and then Baccio Del Mist saving ground into the straight, and Future History stays hard fence, leads from on the outside Imperialist. They get away from the others. Touristic wide out, further back Baccio Del Mist, but it's Future History digging in. Still the leader past the 200. Imperialist and Touristic are trying to get to it. Future History fighting bravely. He's had the nice lead. He's very fit, and he's just going to keep on going. Future History keeps chugging to the line and wins it by 3/4. Touristic. Imperialist ran third. Baccio Del Mist ran fourth. And Let's Fly ran fifth and last.
Well, he had a plan, all right, Duff, and that was to get hard up against the fence. And he's gone 2,800 back to 2,000 metres. And Nash pulls out a gem. Future History, after winning a Bagot Handicap and a Christmas Cup prior to today, had a January Cup on the CV. 3 wins on end this time in. And he was too good over to Touristic, who will get second. Imperialist, who travelled like the winner coming into the home straight, coming around the corner. Once Sam Clipperton got him off the fence, I thought he might be the one. Future History, though, had other ideas. And the grey, Baccio Del Mist, will wind up in fourth. 2,800 back to 2,000 on the heavy, no problem.
Yes, he was. He was just too seasoned. He's got the higher rating. I know he had to carry the weight, but some of these horses down the bottom, they've got nowhere 70 rated. Some of them are 70 raters or so. So that just showed there. And he outstayed them. He was too good. He handled the wet well, and he'll back up well on the Australia Day Cup. And he did stay on the fence. Nash was sort of walking the fence, and everyone's been avoiding it. So there mightn't be that much between them. Well, maybe he was just too good for him. So Imperialist was ridden perfectly, had his chance to win, and Touristic got past him late. So maybe he'd run well at 1.5 miles next time as well, Touristic. But all honours the winner.
Okay, Sam Fitzgerald here for Kieran Maher. Future History. He just had too much class.
Yeah, most definitely. It was sort of a last-minute decision to accept in the race. It was a last-minute decision to start in the race, and obviously paid dividends. Obviously coming off the back of the 2,800 metre race, he had a good amount of fitness under his belt, and that probably was the difference today in the heavy conditions.
8-year-old, he's now won 10 races. Bit of a marvel, isn't he?
Absolutely. He come off the truck there on Wednesday night, bounced off it as if he was a yearling coming back from the Magic Millions, so he was nice and fresh. We didn't have too many concerns back to the 2,000 today. Obviously the yielding track was a concern, but certainly that's another string to his bow with a win on heavy ground today.
Nash had a plan. They're all getting off the fence. He walked the track beforehand and he had a plan in mind.
Yeah, most definitely. We obviously didn't tie him down to too many instructions other than to lead and go along at a nice clip. I was certainly surprised that he hugged the rail as closely as he did. I thought perhaps maybe he'd look to get off, but we can't question his judgment. He's done it too many times, and he's one of the best.
Goes to the Australia Day Cup now?
Yeah, that's the plan. That was the plan all along. Obviously, it was a bit of a last-minute decision to go here today, so that'll give him a nice run under his belt. He'll have a light week, and he'll back up at Warwick Farm in about 10 days.
Great job.
Thank you.
Sam Fitzgerald and Shani's with Nash.
Nash, well done. He's a big loping boy, and back to the 2,000 didn't matter.
No, look, he obviously freshened up well at home and come in with a real bounce in his step, and always felt the winner. Just travelled with a lovely rhythm, and just sort of had him close enough to his top where he still was gaining confidence on the track in the run, and when he gave me a bit at the top of the straight, nothing was going to beat him.
We saw you out there walking the track. Nothing wrong with the inside?
No, I think it's okay. But in saying that, you still got to have a horse handle it, you know.
Well done.
There's Nashra Willer taking out race 5 on the program. So 2:07.84 overall, 35.83 the last 600 metres. 3/4 of a length by 1 3/4 the margins to race number 5 on the program. Okay, so last one about to move up. Jason Collett was sitting up on the track and walked unaided to the ambulance after that tumble in the previous at the Gold Coast. But here is race 6. They're just about right for the North Cuthbert. Here's Luke.
And they're off and racing. Perfect Dispatch, Aroa Stone, Island Dream, both away well. Hurry Miss showing a bit of speed from out wide. Changing colours 4th and 5th, the centre early on. Covered up by Vienna Vixen, editing the inside. Drifting back is Callistamon, and Ulysses Blue is on its outside. Compact field through the early stages of the race. Front runner is Island Dream. Joined now by Hurry Miss. Aroa Stone just in behind. Railing through was Editing. In behind those horses, Vienna Vixen caught a little wide around Changing Colours, Callistamon, and still last is Ulysses Blue. Off the back straight they go, heading up towards the 800 metres. Island Dream travelling strongly, led by a half length on in second Hurry Miss. Gap of 2 lengths Editing, Aroa Stone, Vienna Vixen, Callistamon. Changing colours back second last now, and Ulysses Blue sees them all. Sneaking away, coming to the home turn is Island Dream. It edges away by 2. 3 lengths now on Hurry Miss, who's under pressure. Editing railing through, but Island Dream sneaks a margin top of the straight. Aroa Stone to the outside, Callistamon railing through, and Changing Colours is coming with it. Island Dream past the 275 is 2 in front. Changing Colours diving back to the inside, running on, and Aroa Stone's down the outside, trying to push through in the centre. Editing, Changing Colours. Aroa Stone hit the lead, 100 to go. Aroa Stone the outside of Changing Colours. Aroa Stone's got the advantage. Aroa Stone wins from Changing Colours and Editing. Then Island Dream running 4th, I fancy, ahead of Callistamon, and also Ulysses Blue, Vienna Vixen and Hurry Miss.
Well, she showed plenty of ticker there, did Aroa Stone. Once Changing Colours got up underneath of her, I thought Changing Colours was just going to go on by, but Aroa Stone has stuck to her guns and really had a dig late, and will win for the second time this preparation. The mare for Nathan Doyle and Regan Baylor. She just kept coming and will get up and blouse the other one out of it, who certainly put a bit of a margin on her Changing Colours. But the outside gets it. 8 defeats 3, 6 winds up in third spot. Editing, who was back in third, as I say. And Island Dream, who pinched a break coming around the home corner and said, catch me if you can, will hang on Duff and run 4th.
Yeah, too good to win her. She was obviously, like I said before, she was just put out of the race on the turn there last start, but she's backed it up and appreciated the soft track. She had work to do, because I thought the favourite was coming with momentum to win that race, Changing Colour, but she dug in and did a really, really good job up in grade. So she's relatively lightly raced. She found the right one here, but obviously she does like the jar out of the track, and too good. Had a chance, Changing Colours. Can't say too much about the rest. Editing is very, very one-paced.
Aroa Stone had won on a soft track previously. It had 4 goes on heavy for 4 minor placings. So you're right, Duff, she loves the sting out of the track. She scores today by half a length with 2 1/4 between second and third. Overall time of 1:32.19. They've come home in 36.95. 36.95. The last 600 metres numbers confirmed 8, 3, 6 and 4. But Nathan Doyle, Grace Willoughby is on track representing the stable. She's about to come over of this mare, who wins for the 4th time today. And Grace, she showed a bit of ticker there. The inside horse got to her, might have got a little bit on her, but she kept coming.
Yeah, she did. Look, she's a very, very tough filly, this. Happy with the track. We knew she'd run well today. Last start, look, put a line through last start. Coming today, she's won 3rd up before, so yeah, we're pretty confident.
She likes the sting out of the track. Her record says that.
She does. Look, she's won on a worse track than this before, so that was never going to bother her. So long as we could jump out, be positive, we were happy she was going to get the job done.
All in all, they're putting the line through last start. She was good first up when she won on the Beaumont track.
She was really good. I think this is probably going to be one of her best preps. You know, last prep she just needed to go out, grow a little bit, mature, and she's done that this prep.
You would have been happy when the rain came a bit earlier?
Yeah, definitely. We were happy. Like I said, we were confident. Track wasn't a worry. Yeah, got the job done.
Great job.
Thank you.
Grace Willoughby there for Nathan Doyle as the winner comes back. So Regan Bayless just unsaddling the winner by El Rocker, Kiwi bred out of a Macbee mare in Luminescent, has now won her 4th race at start 15 with a further 5 minor placings after Island Dream had pinched a margin coming around the home corner. And then they started to dig in behind. So Regan Bayless just jumping on the scales. He's jumped off now. He's over with Shani.
Reggie, well done. She looked like she was always going to get there. It took her an eternity, but she got there in the end.
Yeah, exactly, Shani. I really liked it today. Obviously had no luck last start, and nice soft barrier today. And with the rain about, she's at her best, you know, and she's been going really well this preparation, and good to get a win on the board.
She always feel like the winner?
Yeah, she did. She even going to the barrier, she just glided over that track and had a lovely run in transit. Although I did sort of feel Nash and Changing Colours sort of, you know, give me a tough contest there inside that last 150, but to our mare's credit, she dug deep and won well.
Good on you.
Thank you.
Here's Regan Bayless taking out race number 6 on the program, the Thank You Noel Cuthbert Handicap.
Area 3, Rattle and Hum, just moving around a bit, rearing up there, Rattle and Hum. Light is flashing. Starter waits for them to settle. They're off now. Reasonable Dispatch. Bestower, fair into stride, will drift back. Rattle and Hum jumped away well after playing up a bit in the gate, showing speed. Lennox the outside. Ant not far away. Pushing up Placid Pearl on the inside. They're racing in a bunch early stages. Shamarkan going remote. Forbidden Riff on the outside past the winning post. Tazaral is centre field, one off the rails. Carita, Bellamontagna. Drifting back was War Ribbon, Southerly Buster and Bestower. The favourite is last. No speed to report as they're about to pop over the crossing at the 1800. Rattle and Hum leading from Lennox. In behind Placid Pearl gets a nice trail. Inside of Going Remote, and there goes Forbidden Riff. It was posted wide, so it's going to be allowed to stride here by Schofield and go up and try and attack for the lead here in a moment. Going Remote back 5th. Being closely followed by Shamarkand. Ant is one off the rail racing solo. They were being followed by Carita, 3 wide around runners. Bellamontagna pinching runs the fence. Then Tazaral, War Ribbon, Southerly Buster and Bestower can see them all. Into the back straight they run. Rattle and Hum finds the lead, returning from Queensland to his New South Wales base, and he leads by 3/4 of a length. Shows out from Forbidden Riff, and Placid Pearl continues to lie 3rd on the rail. Lennox is 4th as they just go an even gallop here. In behind those, Shamarkan, Going Remote, Bellamontagna is back behind those runners, followed by Ant. Carita still having a wide run. Then Tazaral, War Ribbon. Bestower's gone past one horse. She's out 3 wide with a back to follow, and that one horse is Southerly Buster. Off the back straight, 7.50 to go. Rattle and Hum is the leader from Forbidden Riff. Lennox pops out 3 wide, is being encouraged to try and chase. Placid Pearl all dressed up behind them, waiting for somewhere to go. Shamarkand off the bit. Carita, Bellamontagna railing through. Where's Bestower? Going to be near widest on the turn. War Ribbon pushes out inside of it. In the straight, Rattle and Hum, Forbidden Riff. Placid Pearl presents, gets off the inside. Bellamontagna coming through, and War Ribbon's down the outside with Carita. Bestower. War Ribbon's racing up to join Forbidden Riff. Bellamontagna. Placid Pearl can't get through the ground. Then Bestower, Carita, 150 out. Bellamontagna hit the lead from Forbidden Riff. War Ribbon, 50 metres to go. It is Bellamontagna. Bellamontagna racing clear to win from Forbidden Riff. Bestower, War Ribbon, then Carita, Placid Pearl, then came Southerly Buster, long gap to Rattle and Hum, Ant, Shamarkand, Tazaral, Going Remote, Lennox.
Looking for the 2,400 metres, no doubt about it. Bellamontagna bursting between runners. Will get through Josh Parr for Gay Waterhouse and Adrian Bott, and will go on to win over Forbidden Riff. The run was enormous up in grade, caught wide early. and hit the front at the top of the straight, had the temerity to fight on in the manner in which he did. Bestower does what Bestower does, gets back and runs on. And War Ribbon, who looked half a threat at the 300-metre mark, will wind up in 4th spot. But Bella Montagna races away to win, Duff.
Yeah, well, we can just lock that in now for the ride of the day. Drew out wide, found the fence, found one of the leading chances back, peeled off, found the right spot 4 or 5 off the fence, and he's just a marvellous rider. You know, when he's in the zone, Josh Parr, and he's been given a few opportunities by the Waterhouse Bot stable over the last couple of weeks, and I think his strike rate will be close to 100%, I think. That's how well he's going. Look, she's obviously been crying out for that extra distance because she ran it right out today.
That she did. A clever ride, as you say, and eventually he's around heels from a wide gate after settling in a good position, came around Forbidden Riff and goes on to win. Well, Kate Adrian had a good day at the office last night, or a good night at the office at Canterbury. 6.57 and 13. 6.57 and 13. Neil Payne here for Gay and Adrian today, trying to spot him. All I said was look for a bit of colour, we'll find Payne. She loved the 2400.
2400 in wet track. She's been screaming out for 2400, but it's just taken time to build her up to that. You know, she's had a 1400 mile, 2000, then jumping to the 2400, and the bonus was the rain coming today. Yeah.
Some sort of ride too from the gate to get into the position that Josh did, and then find the gap in the straight.
Well, you know, on these tracks they're going to spread everywhere. So Josh sort of just waited and just come out a little bit on the turn. You know, got the perfect runs. But as I say, you know, the wet track helps a lot with her.
Yeah. And it looks, is this her wheelhouse, 2400?
Yes. Yeah. We'll keep around. You know, I don't know what's in the programs coming up, but hopefully we'll strike another 2400 and strike another wet track. So you never know. So it's actually been a good day for us.
Got the Magic Millions to come.
That'll do us. Yeah. If we win that, that'll be perfect. But anyway, I've kept my end up down here. Won a race at Rosehill, so I'll leave it to Gay and Adrian up the Gold Coast.
Great stuff, Payne.
Thanks, mate. Thank you.
There is Neil Payne. So a time of 2:34.71 and 36.99 last 600 metres. Josh Parr on board this mare, who's won for the second time at start number 12. And Josh just making everything official. This mare by Bellardo, Irish Stallion, claiming the first leg of the quaddie. 6.57 and 13, the numbers. Bella Montagna, the winner. Runner-up was terrific, Forbidden Riff. And Shani's about to catch up with Josh.
Just collecting some gear that's flown off.
Thank you.
Josh, well done. She ticks the 24 box and ticks that wet track.
Yeah, most definitely, and thank you. This is a perfect setup for her today, and I was filled with confidence by the stable this morning, and 2400 on rain-affected ground. She was licking her lips.
She looked a winner for a long way out. Did she feel like it?
Yeah, she did. We ended up in a really good spot from a bad barrier, and she travelled really well, and there was horses under pressure a long way from home, so it was just a perfect scenario for me. I could wait for the gaps to open up before I asked for an effort, so just a push button, easy ride. It's the third run of the week that Timmy Clark's actually handballed me, so I might owe him a favour or two.
You'll have to go to Queensland more often. They tell me with scratchings this is your only ride.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, so I had to make the most of it. Just keep that strike rate tipping over, eh?
Well done.
Ta.
Here is Josh Farr. What did he say? She was licking her lips when the rain came up to the 2400. 6.57 and 13. First leg of the quaddie down. Race number 7.
$4.80. Coming back in here, Rhythm of Love. Set once more. Ready, away this time. Band of Brothers Barrier 1 began beautifully straight to the lead. Across to its outside is Rhythm of Love. Romeo's Choice is next, then Man Worry. Just Party next the centre, and the last is Rhapsody Chic. So Band of Brothers leads, turns off the back straight, 950 metres to go. Led by 3/4 on Rhythm of Love, and Romeo's Choice travelling strongly in behind. They were closely followed by Man Worry outside of Just Party, and Rhapsody Chic drops to the rear. Middle stages, Band of Brothers goes out to the 700. A length in front now from Rhythm of Love. Romeo's Choice, Man Worry, Just Party back behind them, just being held up. And Rhapsody Chic's going to come to the outside. Band of Brothers first for home. 4:25 to go. Led from Rhythm of Love. Romeo's Choice sticks to the rail. Just Party into the clear. Further back was Absolute Rhapsody Chic to the outside, but Band of Brothers with a bit of a kick. Romeo's Choice under top weights trying to wind up, but Band of Brothers is going well. Romeo's Choice is trying. Out wider was Rhapsody Chic. Band of Brothers starting to stop. Romeo's Choice stays with, but Band of Brothers, it's a perfect start for Jet Newman. She wins by 3/4 of a length on Romeo's Choice. Band of Brothers beats Romeo's Choice, gap to third. Out wide was Rhapsody Chic running on with Just Party. They're the two for that. Long gap to the rest. Man Worry, and he's pulled up toward the end with Rhythm of Love.
Well, Considered gave her greatest thrill in racing thus far, and this only to be equalled later in the day by Band of Brothers. Jet Newman with a double first day in the Big Smoke. For Matt Dunn has led all of the way and has staved off the challenge of Romeo's Choice under the big weight, who got up under the inside of Band of Brothers and looked to be a threat, but the young girl got to work, and Band of Brothers, a model of consistency, all preparation in the small field, has come clear to win it by about a length and a quarter or so on the line over Romeo's Choice. Just Party will wind up in third spot, a breath in front of Rhapsody Chic. Wow, what a day for the Newman family.
Oh, well, I can never recall that happening. That's one for the historians. I can't recall an apprentice coming to town for a first ride and having two rides and winning on both of them. So 100% strike rate after never ridden in town before. So, well, she's a Learjet. She is a Learjet.
That indeed she is. Band of Brothers. So the field diminished, and in the end we only had half a dozen runners, but it mattered not to her. Band of Brothers back from Brisbane, who had been a model of consistency for a couple of preparations, brings up his fourth win at start number 17. So a length and a quarter he gets in by, with 3 lengths between second and third. 5, 2, 6 and 10. Overall time of 1:19.21, and the last 600 metres 35.3 as the winner comes back. Duff of the Beaten Brigade. Romeo's Choice has run well under the big weight. Just Party got out and loomed and threatened, but was no match. And then Rhapsody Chic, who got to the outside in the home straight. Really no excuses, the Beaten Brigade.
No, it was they hit him late on the totes as well, the winner. They knew his form was good enough from Brisbane to come here, and she rode him to, well, it sounded like the script listening to Matt earlier in the week. You know, he likes to lead. You think he's got plenty up the sleeve, but you've got to get moving early on him, and that's exactly what she did, niggling up on the turn there, knowing she was on a tough, fit horse.
So 5, 2, 6 and 10, the numbers after the 8th event on the program, as Band of Brothers comes back to scale. Proud mum and dad on track. Mitch Newman is here. How proud are you? Are you the proudest man in Rosehill or in the Southern Hemisphere?
I'd say in the world, I reckon.
Yeah.
It's so good. Yeah,
what a day.
Yeah, what a first day in the metropolitan area. Maddie's give her a couple of rides down here to dip a toe in the scene and have a feel of it. Probably a perfect time. And wow.
And 2 absolute gems too, Considered to weave through in between runners early in the day in the highway, and that one out in front.
Yeah, no, she's going really good. I'm so proud of her. She keeps learning, and I'm absolutely elated.
Yeah. You rode a lot of winners, with 88 or 89 odd winners so far, less than 12 months. That's something.
Oh, way better than me. Way better than me.
Good on you, mate.
Thanks, mate.
There's Mitch Newman. Rode a stack of winners, one of the gun apprentices back. Well, going back just a few years now, seemingly, length and a quarter by 3. As, in fact, it was more than a few years ago, Mitch, as we'll both attest to. Band of Brothers, though, too good in race number 8. And Jet has jumped off the scales, or about to jump on and then jump off. Shani, wow, what a story.
You couldn't write it better, if you ask, could you? Just a fairy tale beginning for her metropolitan career. Jetty, well done. You won race 2, you had a few races to sit back and reassess how this race would pan out, and it panned out beautifully.
It did. I just can't thank Matt again for trusting me and sending me down with these horses with a good chance. So, he handled it in his stride, took the lead up easily, which I thought he would, and just travelled into it beautiful. He doesn't have a sharp turn of foot, but he stuck onto the line.
You haven't ridden him in a race, have you? That was your first time?
No, yeah, I've only trialled him and ride him track work sometimes, so it was good to get the win on him, and he's been wanting it for a while. He just couldn't get there, but today was his day.
How good having all the family here, all your supporters, they're pretty loud.
I know, they definitely are, but it's very good to have him here. I'm so happy we can go out and celebrate tonight.
Enjoy this day. It's a day you won't forget.
Awesome, thank you.
Last one moving up. That's in away. We're ready for race number 9. Lights are on. Jumping in the air was the well-backed X43. It came out last. Tarpaulin second last when they hit the ground. And charging forward is Wonder Reach to look for the top from Bev's 9, which lets it go. In a way, improving around the outside of Tai Lung. Then Eye of the Fire, Messira, Tarpaulin. And X43 sees them all. Wonder Reach sped to the top. Led by a length and a half on Bev's 9, passing the 650. In behind those was In a Way, Tai Lung, Eye of the Fire, Messira out 3 wide, Tarpaulin. And just improving past it is X43. They come into the straight. Wonder Reach first for home. Leads here from Bev's 9. Tai Lung. Eye of the Fire just held up behind, trying to slice through. Then Messira and Tarpaulin widest. But Wonder Reach giving a bit of cheek here halfway down the running from Bev's 9. Messira and Tarpaulin's chiming in. Eye of the Fire gets through now. 100 to go. Bev's 9. Wonder Reach. Eye of the Fire. Tarpaulin. Bev's 9's hit the front. Bev's 9's drawing away. Unbeaten Bev's 9. Winners win. Salutes from Eye of the Fire. Photo third between Wonder Reach and Tarpaulin. Then Tai Lung, Messira, In a Way and X43.
So Bev's 9 remains unbeaten. First up, Dylan Gibbons on board for John O'Shea and Tom Charlton. And they were spread right across the track after Wonder Reach had led them up. And they were right across the track. But Bev's 9, who we hadn't seen at the races for a little while, came here first up today and was terrific, and now makes it 4 from 4. Last we saw at Warwick Farm on a heavy track on the 20th of August. Had won a couple of trials since, and the 4-year-old makes it 4 out of 4. Waiting for all numbers to be confirmed, but he's back in the winner's stall today, Duff.
Yeah, you've got to give him credit. That is 4 from 4 now. He does it on a wet track first up at 1100, so he's really stamped himself as a nice progressive young sprinter. So we can see if he can do it he's done it on the dry before, so let's see if he can hold that form now and go through a few more grades over these summer months. And he's on his way. He's at the right time of his prep before all the good horses come back, and he can climb the ladder a little bit further.
Yeah, Will's about to join us. He's right here for John O'Shea and Tom Charlton after Bev's 9 returns a winner. Well, he's done it again.
He has done it again, yeah. He's done it really nicely there. Great ride from Dylan, nice and patient. He's certainly a nice little horse.
What sort of an opinion have you got, or the stable have of him?
Yeah, we've always really liked him. He's a real progressive type, and he sort of does everything quite easy, so he's onwards and upwards from here.
And he handles all surfaces on top of the ground, wet track, nothing phases him?
He's a very, very versatile horse, which is sort of one of the main things you're looking for. Slight step up in trip today. He's a nice little horse.
It looks like he's got a bit of toughness about him.
Yeah, he's a real fighter. Doesn't give up and keeps finding.
Well done.
Cheers, thanks, Gav.
There he is, a 4-year-old gelding by Shalar. They love a wet track out of a lucid quality mare in Emancipationist as he comes back. Overall time of 105.84, 35.29, the last 600 metres. Duff, just watching that replay with the runner-up, who was just sort of strung up between runners, Eye of the Fire, and you could see Molly searching for runs, tried to come outside of the eventual winner, then had to go back in. There were horses all over the shop, but eventually, once he got clear, he hit the line well in restricted room, you'd have to say. Yeah,
he was pretty good. He probably should have finished a touch closer. I don't think he would have beat the winner because he's a horse you've got to tuck away and ambush like that anyway. So I thought the winner was quite strong considering that he sat outside a horse like Wonder Reach there, so it's a feather in his cap. But could have got a little closer there with that big weight, just being held up a bit. Eye of the Fire.
Length and a half the winning margin, with a half neck between second and third. As I say, 105.84 and 35.29 the last 600 metres. So Eye of the Fire has run second, the son of Epaulet, for Annabelle and Rob Archibald and Molly Fitzgerald, and 2 was third, and Wonder Reach. He's used to carrying the big weights and tackled the 1100 today and has run a very creditable race, and 8 winds up in fourth spot. Poland, who at about the 350 metre mark I thought was going to cause somewhat of a boil over, first up with a new stable for Matt Kelly and Alicia Collett. Dylan Gibbons unsaddles the winner. He's jumped on the scales. He's sporting a bit of a new haircut, Shani, as he's about to join you.
Yeah, a little trip to the barber, obviously. Well done, Dyl. He looks like he's got a bit of ability, this fella.
He does. I didn't actually have a haircut before that. He just went that quick, it blew off. Look, it's good to find a horse that enjoys winning as much as I do, because he's just a little racehorse. He jumps well, tanks along in front, and then when you have to come back, he comes back and just smokes for you. And the thing I love about him too is he straightens up, and if you've ridden horses, you know what it's like when they're on the wrong lead leg, and he doesn't change. So he's doing that on tired set of legs. So God help him when he learns to switch over and find the fresh legs, but he's doing a great job.
Does he actually love the wet? I know you don't know a lot about him, but I feel like he'd probably be better on the top of the ground, but he seems to get through this going.
I think you're right, because when I was motoring down the side, he sort of hit a few patches that I thought, I don't know if you're loving this, but he's just a dead set winner, and he just wants to get from A to B quicker than the rest, and that's his best asset for sure.
Might want to keep James off him.
Hope so.
Well done.
Thank you.
There's Dylan Gibbons, winning rider, taking out the 9th event on the program. 7, 1, 2 and 8. The numbers after the 9th event, with one more to come from Rosehill this afternoon.
And we're ready once more for race 10. Super helpful, vetted, passed. And we're ready to go. Should catch them this time. They're off and racing now. Cross Tasman jumped well. He's in the first half a dozen, away nicely. Walking, Painting. Hereward marked urgent, working forward. So too is British Columbia. And Cross Tasman drops in behind, running fourth outside of Cormac T. Nice tempo early stages. Drifting back was Pure Alpha. Then came Invader Zim, Barbray, Super Helpful, and Pippi Beach is last on the outside. Walking Painting leads Hereward as they go to the 1,000 metres. In behind them, British Columbia and Cross Tasman. He couldn't hope for a better run, the favourite. He's fourth, just smoking the pipe at the moment. On the outside of Cormac T. Then Pure Alpha, Invader Zim, Barbray. Further back was Super Helpful, and Pippi Beach is the last one out to the side. And Walking Painting. 550 metres to go, half a length on Hereward. British Columbia, Cross Tasman still on the bridle for now. Then came Cormac T and Pure Alpha. They come to the turn, and Walking Painting tries to slip them. Led from Hereward. Cross Tasman being worked on. Is he getting through the ground? Well, we're about to find out. British Columbia sticks on the inside. Walking Painting led. Cross Tasman starting to knuckle down and make good ground. Pure Alpha ducking and diving. Pippi Beach from the back, but Cross Tasman raced away. 150 metres to go. He's left them gasping. Walking Painting. Invader Zim up the inside, but all Cross Tasman too good. Class above. Cross Tasman wins it by 3 lengths on Invader Zim. Photo third, Pippi Beach and Pure Alpha. Walking Painting, Barbray, British Columbia, Cormac T, Hereward and Super Helpful.
Oh, he's made the step up, the necessary step up today. Cross Tasman, the lay of the day, gets home, and he looked to be in a bit of strife coming around the home corner. He'd come off the bit, and then Dylan got to work. And he got through the going. I don't know whether he's entirely happy in it, but maybe a bit of class got him home. And he wins for the 3rd time from as many runs this preparation, giving the stable and rider the last 2 winners. Cross Tasman wins over Invader Zim. Now, 3rd is tight. Pippi Beach from the back has flashed home and is in a photo with Pure Alpha. But there's another one that continues on the winning way in Cross Tasman.
Yep, and they've presented their improvers at the right time, the O'Shea Charlton team. There's no doubt about it. He got into a bit of a pain barrier when they sprinted before the turn there, so he showed a lot of durability, knuckling down when it counted and stamping himself a pretty promising horse. So he's got it wasn't the hardest race around, but it was a step up in grade, and it was a Saturday race and was on the wet track. So a lot to like about that little bit of dominance there late. So no knock at all. They've both stamped themselves, the O'Shea and Charlton pair, and that's Bev's 9, and straight into another one here across Tasman, and they're training the house down.
You see Dylan having a look over the right shoulder to the big screen there, so too good. Cross Tasman will catch up with Will, who is here. Now, I did see him a moment ago, but we will catch him. Time, 1:31.7 overall, 36.75 the last 600 metres. Numbers here, 7:17. 1 PB Beach does get third, and 9 Pure Alpha winds up in fourth spot as the winner comes back. And Will's on his way over with a good way to end the day with the last two, and Cross Tasman takes that next step today.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, it was a little bit of a step up in grade for him today, but again, he's proven that he's going through the grades really nicely, and he's actually won that really well. Really, yeah.
He's come away from him in the end. He sort of half came off the bit coming into the corner, but he did respond well.
Yeah, he's a very laid-back, sort of casual character. At home, he's real quiet. Coming to the races, he's real quiet, and he's one of those who he'll give you everything you ask of him. Yes. And as soon as Dylan's asked him, he's gone, yeah, I know my job, and he's done it really professionally. He didn't
sort of look entirely happy on the heavy 10, but his toughness got him through it.
Yeah, he did, yeah. Ability and toughness got him through that today. Yeah, he's a real nice horse that's promising.
Really run a bad race, hasn't he?
He hasn't, no, but he's as honest as the day is long, and he absolutely loves the game. So, yeah, real pleased.
Great job.
Cheers, Gav, thanks.
Great way to end the day for the stable. Thanks, Will. So 7, 17, 1 and 9 as the winner comes back. So a 4-year-old son of Super Seth out of a no excuses needed mare in Daffodil. There was a Waikato mare. John Train back in the day, and she's now won, or this fella's won 4 out of 7. So Duffy takes that next step and he ticks the heavy track box along the way.
Yeah, and I wonder what they're going to do with him next. So I suppose they just squeeze as much out of him before you're going to, you hope to get open company with horses like him. And he's got a little bit going for him there. He's got a little bit of pedigree on his side there as well. He's by Super Seth, who John likes a lot. He's got a few of them that he likes, and he's liked them all from day one. So he's another one. He's always said there's another one at home, and he keeps producing them.
Won by 3 1/4 lengths, with a length between second and third. Dylan Gibbons with the last two winners about to join Shani.
Well done, Dill. Did he drop the bit a bit sooner than you would have liked at the top of the straight there?
He never grabbed the bit at all when I would have liked. He was funny. He sort of got into his spot and dipped and dived a bit, and I thought, I do know the horse though. He's a bit casual like that, but so I can take a bit of confidence out of him. So when I was having to encourage him through that, I thought, this might take away from your finish, but he might be pretty good, because he got to the 300 then, and I thought it was going to be hard work. And you see, obviously had a cheeky look a long way out, because I just felt him going to overdrive.
It reminds me a bit of the previous winner, Bev's 9. They're both classy horses on the rise.
Yeah, exactly, and they've got great attitudes, where obviously Bev's 9's more of a sprinter, but this guy, with his attitude and the way he races, and on what I'm going to say is an unpreferred surface, the way he's picked himself up and just blew him away late, Might not be the greatest race, but love the way he did it today.
What about trip-wise? What would you think he'd step out over eventually?
Off that, you wouldn't rule out 2,000 and even beyond. He's just got that perfect temperament, just switches off. And like I said, once I got stuck into him, I thought I was going to have to really get into him, and he just clicked into another gear and away he went.
Well done.
Thank you.
There's Dylan Gibbons winning the last. And in fact, brings up a double on the day, the last two winners. Duff, you've got to have more faith in the Maitland boys. OK, that's it from us this afternoon from Rosehill. From Ron Dufficy, Tim Ryan and Shani and myself, it is good afternoon. We'll